right to it. Now, welcome to the podcast. Hi, everyone. It's Austin Miller here with the B2B Podcast, where we interview CEOs, business owners, and other amazing leaders in the B2B space. It's 6 questions in 8 minutes because the best are super short on time. So let's just get right to it. Now, welcome to the podcast. Question 1, in a couple of sentences, please tell us who you are and what do you do?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. My name is Jeff Heggie. I'm a Canadian living in Gilbert, Arizona. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I'm founder and CEO of a company called Kodiak Mountain Stone, and I'm a success coach. Spend most of my time beginning in that field as a business coach, working with small, medium-sized businesses that really need to work on getting more leads and conversions, but didn't have the money to put into marketing and advertising. But one of the things that I've really noticed is, regardless of who I'm working with, mindset is such a powerful part of it that I've been working more and more on the mindset aspect. So I've been working with entrepreneurs, high achievers, athletic teams, and stuff like that for the last little bit. And so really great.
Super cool. That sounds like a ton of fun for sure. Now, with all the experience, question 2, what do you think is the best thing, in your opinion, about working with other businesses?
I'll relate it to my inner circle mastermind. One of the reasons I started that was with my business, through the crash and everything of 2008, through that period, I needed to pivot my company, and I was really struggling with figuring out the right thing to do. And I was actually sitting at a business conference in Hawaii, and there was a lady sitting at the table with me that owned a scrapbooking company. And I had been struggling to figure out what I needed to do. And she told me something she did with a scrapbooking company, and it was exactly what I needed. And, I would have never guessed that a scrapbooking company would teach someone that owned a stone company what they needed to do. And it really made me value the networking and what can happen there. And that's why I started my Inner Circle Mastermind, and to see the networking and the things that have come out of that have been tremendous.
That's awesome. It makes a ton of sense. You wouldn't imagine scrapbooking would lend itself to stone, but hey, you found that it works, and I'm sure that you found that that experience can be brought to so many other businesses as well. So
Absolutely.
Really interesting. Very cool. Well, then totally on the flip side of things, but question 3, what do you think is the most challenging part of running a business?
You know what? It's probably people, both customers and your employees, because a lot of times as a business owner, you get so focused on your business. But I think one of the most important things to do is you've got to remember that your people are your most valuable asset. You've got to be making sure that you're treating them right, that you're taking care of them, and that you're motivating, keeping them engaged, and all those sort of things. Because without them, everything falls apart. It doesn't matter how well you're running the business. If you don't have your people, you're going to fall apart. And so I think that's one of the most challenging parts that I see with people that I work with, is they get so focused on what their business needs to do next, but they forget to take care of their own people.
I love that. And it makes total sense. It makes me think of a different guest I had who's in the human resources and recruiting space, and they're leading a movement called People Over Everything, right? And really just focus on people above all else. So I love that answer for sure.
Thank you.
Very cool. Well, then question 4, and maybe it's related, but maybe not. What is your favorite piece of business advice?
Probably my favorite piece of business advice, because as a success coach, I get to work with so many different types of businesses and stuff, would come from Napoleon Hill's quote that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And, as I said, I work with a lot of people on mindset. I think it's helping people to realize that they've got more potential in them that they really understand. And if they really believe they can do something and have a growth mindset, they can really go out there and do some amazing things.
That is awesome. Do you have just any examples or stories of specific people where there's just one tweak, one change in their mindset, and they've gone and done something crazy that you never expected, or even yourself? Or
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in so many places. I've got a guy that works in sales that, for the most part, he wanted to work with me just to be accountable. He wanted an accountability partner per se. And, he's working with a global company, and he's actually here in Arizona, and he
Mhm.
was doing okay. But we started working on things and working on his mindset and changed his focus. And about 2 months ago, I found out that he was the top salesman in the US.
Wow.
And it was such an explosion. The next month, he was top salesman in the company. And it
Holy
was just
cow.
a matter of a mindset shift. And I mean, he's just taken off like you wouldn't believe. And now he's doing trainings for the entire company. He's doing all these things, and he's just ecstatic about it. And I mean,
I'm
and then he
sure.
gives me all the credit and saying, look what you made me do. And it's like, no, you've done this, man. You made
Mhm.
those changes, and you're the one out there doing it. And it's all on him. It wasn't me.
That's super cool. I love it. Awesome. Awesome stuff for sure. And I bet he's more happy than you can imagine, to go from okay to the best and basically in the world within his kind
Yeah.
of company, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, then moving on, question 5, what other top CEOs, business owners, and just leaders in the B2B space, just like yourself, that you would like to acknowledge as a leader and should we maybe have onto the show?
I would say, I was thinking about this before, and Dave Olson of Nimble, he's based out of the Salt Lake City area. He runs a CEO company. He does all my CEO work, CFO, I'm sorry, runs a
Mm,
CFO company, and he just does some amazing work and does so much in connecting people, and he's just a great guy.
super cool. Definitely going to look him up. So thank you for recommending him. Now,
Absolutely.
question 6, quick and easy. For me, I'm a foodie. What's your favorite thing or thing to do outside of business?
That's revolves around my kids and family. Especially my older two kids are athletes, and that
Mm,
is really the last, I don't know, 18 years is what we've done is followed them around. I've spent 20 years coaching basketball, and the majority of that was coaching my daughter's team. Now she's moved on and she's playing college ball.
mm,
But now, so we've got that, and then my son is a senior playing football, and so we spend a lot of time as a family chasing them around watching sports. It's nice to actually be able to go watch sports again. Um,
sure.
and then yeah, we just try to spend all our extra time as a family. I've got 4 kids and a beautiful wife, and it's pretty awesome.
Awesome. Sounds really, really great. I'm glad that you focus on the family, versus any other answer you could have had. So it was really awesome.
Thanks.
Now, awesome having you on, Jeff. How can people connect with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Facebook, Instagram, it's Jeff Heggie Coaching. On LinkedIn, it's Jeff Heggie. It's Heggie. My website is jeffheggie.com. And I do have, with working on mindset, I have some things which I call my mindset questions on how to
Mhm.
help you develop the mindset that you want. And if you go to jeffheggie.com/mindset, there will be an article there that you can get, and then a free link to get the list of the mindset questions that I teach, and people
Mm.
can check that out.
Excellent. Well, everybody, that was Jeff Heggie. My name is Austin Miller, and this was the B2B Podcast. So join us next time for more tips and insights from CEOs, business owners, and amazing leaders just like Jeff. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Appreciate it.